Welcome to episode 11 of Follow the Foals, as we come to the end of the third year of following our 7 foals. Having said that, they're far from foals now, having grown into strong 2-year-olds. Our 7 are a Bay Frankel colt out of classic winning mare Simple Verse called Royal Verse, a Dark Angel filly out of La Rioja named Criollo, a Bay filly by Havana Gold out of Stroll Patrol known as Cuban Beat. Lady Clementine is the lovely Churchill filly out of Wind Fire. A chestnut Dubawi colt out of Wakila is called Millennial Moon. Rakurai, Japanese for Lightning Strike, was the chosen name for the Deep Impact filly out of Lightning Pearl. A Bay Galileo filly out of Just the Judge called Electress. And we're delighted that 5 of them have been working hard and training, and they've made it to the racecourse this autumn. After a long year, we caught up with David Redvers for his thoughts on each 2-year-old and their futures.
So as we reach the end of the year, it's been a fascinating experience and experiment running Follow the Foals, and we've seen them now hit the racecourse at the end of their 2-year-old year, and we finished on a bit of a high. Millennial Moon was our first runner. In his debut, he made too much use of himself and got tired at Newmarket.
And they now run towards the last half furlong. Haffett getting warmer all the time. Haffett now goes on. But Millennial Moon for John.
Then he ran with a real purpose and accelerated very impressively at Yarmouth, living up to his pedigree and his home reputation. Before finishing slightly disappointingly a second, and then the decision was made to send him out to be trained by Brendan Walsh in Kentucky, with a view to targeting a race that Qatar Racing had been incredibly successful with, which was the Franklin Simpson Stakes at Kentucky Downs, which is a Group 2 race for 3-year-olds over 6.5 furlongs. We won the last 3 runnings of that, and Millennium Moon looks exactly the horse for that. Electress, who is another of our beautifully bred fillies, being by Galileo out of Just the Judge, ran a green race first time out.
The last 6 weeks, month, she's really put on condition and strength and filled her frame. The last 2 bits of work on the grass have been encouraging, so we were ready to run today.
Scarlet Sleeves of Park Street disputes the running with Trail Hawk in the green and blue.
Electress, she ran very well. She was very babyish first time up, and she really started to stay on strong to the line from the furlong pole.
Island Bandit's going to create a right shock here for Jack Mitchell Heather Main, beating the second place Park Street Sarson's Risk.
She's a quick learner, and she kind of copped on to what was happening in the race furlong out. Obviously the bird had flown, but I liked the way she stayed on strong to the line.
It was lovely ground, and so the race fitted well. She was a little bit green from the stalls.
And that's it, 7 furlongs is the starting point, and they are away.
Rossa came stand side. I don't think that was really where the action was. She got a little bit outpaced at 3 down, but ran on strongly late. So I was very pleased with her.
Electress made 2 big leaps forward at Goodwood, finishing 3rd and then 2nd.
New challengers loom with Electress right down the outside. Inverness is flying home. Inverness over the top of the lot of them.
Electress is now running on strongly down the outside. It's Secret Image from Electress. It's Buick and Murphy. Here's the line. Secret Image, maybe just, from Electress.
She is also all about a 3-year-old middle distance career, as her pedigree would allude to. So she's going to be a lovely 3-year-old to follow next year. Rakurai ran very green first time out for John Thady Gosden, and was then found to have a small chip in a joint, which was taken out, but as the best bred of all of our fillies, being by Deep Impact out of Lightning Pearl. And she is back in training now, and with a view to hopefully a smart 3-year-old campaign as well. Lady Clementine, who's another big filly by Churchill out of Windfire, ran very well for us, finishing 3rd and then 2nd.
You know, she's a fine big filly with plenty of scope, so we wouldn't want to be trying to put her under pressure too early. Just let her find her feet, and when she's ready, she'll tell us.
I've never sat on Lady Clementine. She's incredibly well bred. The dam was very good. She's taken some time. We thought she'd run a lot earlier than this, but she just kept growing. I'd expect Lady Clementine to be quite green and babyish, but let's see where she is.
Lady Clementine now making ground inside the final furlong, and it is now Augmentarium who's tackled once again by Keeping and Hoping. These two as they race up towards line. Augmentarium wins, Keeping and Hoping in second.
She did well to get involved. It turned into a bit of a dash for home, a 400-metre sprint. I was very happy with the feel, and I couldn't pull up after the race. I went all the way down the back. I went another half mile, 800 metres, trying to get her to slow down, so that was a really good sign.
For a debut performance, it was everything we'd want to see. Sort of exciting thing about her performance was the way she quickened, really from the 2 furlong pole to the furlong pole, really to put herself in contention. Yeah, thrilled. I think she's got an exciting future.
Lady Clementine on the outside, Morning Poem as they hit the line.
She has 3-year-old career written all over her and is an extremely exciting filly, being out of Windfire, who was a very, very fast filly for us, who was placed at Royal Ascot and a stakes-winning sprinter.
Next, we caught up with Cuban Beat for the first time in 2021. She's always been a very big filly and therefore needed more time to strengthen up.
Cuban Beat finished off the year brilliantly for us, winning in tremendously gutsy style from another daughter of Havana Gold at Kempton for Hugo Palmer, earning a provisional time form rating of 76p.
Cuban Beat, the market principals will fight this out. Balakwa is getting on top to Cuban Beat, who's trying again, stand side. Balakwa, Cuban Beat, here's the line, going to get very close. Balakwa and Cuban Beat, very close.
It's all about the future for her because she's a big scopy filly with a huge amount of presence, and I can't believe she isn't going to improve a stone from 2 to 3.
Well, as we come to the end of 2021, it was incredible to see 5 of them make it to the racecourse as 2-year-olds, with 4 of them finishing in the first 3. Those 4 will now have a winter break, giving them time to grow and develop into stronger, more experienced 3-year-olds. But let's not forget, it hasn't been plain sailing for all of them, with 2 of the foals not making it to the racecourse in 2021.
Criollo showed William Haggas a great deal of potential early on in the piece, showing lots of natural ability as her pedigree would lead you to suspect. Unfortunately, she then had a couple of niggling problems, including throwing a splint, and has had a long while off at long holes to get 100% right. She's now back in fast work with William, and the plan is that she will run early in the new year. And Royal Verse, the massive Frankel colt out of Simple Verse, who has had niggling issues brought about by immaturity, but is now in full work with John Gosden and hopefully will be seen to good effect in a maiden early in the spring. I don't feel that it's gone too bad, this experiment. Millennial Moon has shown that he's a really good, fast, early 2-year-old, and Cuban Beat's come out at the end of the season and won in very, very good style. Lady Clementine and Electress have shown that they're fillies with big futures because they're all about their 3-year-old campaign. And whilst we've had a couple of soundness issues and setbacks, which goes with the piece of having horses in training, all in all, the Follow the Foals programme has shown that with the right pedigrees, the right nature and the right nurture, you've got a half a chance of seeing success on the racecourse. But these horses have always been about a 3-year-old career. All of them are bred to be classic style horses, so it's the 3-year-old career that matters. And we go into 2022 full of expectation and hope.
Now, as the weather turns cold and nights draw in, it's time to enjoy the festive season. And that draws to a close our Follow the Foals series. But we do hope to rejoin some of them as 3-year-olds in a special feature next year. Perhaps we can even dream of Royal Ascot. Very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all.